Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 6, Episode 20, DJI Air 3 updates. And boy, do we have updates today. It's also Prime Day. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Want to get everybody greeted here, so hang on a second. Let me pull that up. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Let's see who we got. All right, Drone Shots, Jaybird's here, USA Drone Flyer, Captain Joe America, Richard's here. Casey Crime Fighter, welcome, my friend. Dr. Ted, welcome. Klein Flynn Media. Akarasho, Johnny's here. Welcome, Johnny. Sergeant Rock. Let's see who else we got. Jose Luna, welcome, Jose. Good to see you. Mill City Sky, welcome. Silver Surfer and Ariel Sean, great to see all of you tonight. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a week, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna get into an update here. It's been crazy hot down here. I mean, like, and I'm sure probably our good friend Johnny, you probably know how crazy hot it's been or here, because it's about the same as where you are, and it's just kind of, I'll use the word out of control. That's about the only thing that I can say about this. It's just kind of on the ridiculous side. It really is. Yeah. And it's like, is it fall yet? we don't get a break from this weather, really. It was one year, it was late October, November before it started to cool down around here. And I mean, I'm talking the humidity, because the humidity is outrageous here. I mean, yeah, we got almost triple digit temperatures, but that humidity is just kicks you to the curb. And, one of the things when you're down here, you quickly learn between 10 in the morning and like 4 in the afternoon, you don't go outside. You just don't. You don't do outdoor activities at that point in time. I mean, unless you want to go bake in the sun, or you're going to the pool and throwing a bottle of sunscreen. I mean, that's kind of what it's like with that. I mean, it's just so, yeah, you just don't really have a choice about that at this time of year. So we're going to get joined here in a few minutes. Marcus and Ron are going to join us here. But first of all, let's give an update on Bill. Yeah, everybody probably like an update on Bill. I'd like an update on Bill. I'd like to know how I'm doing. So I'm sure you guys do too. Let's see who else came in. I spotted Maddie's here. Welcome, Maddie. All right. Yeah, let's do an update on Bill. Drum roll, please. Okay. Well, the word for Thursday is physical therapy, but I hope the word for today, as you all remember, probably that famous Saturday Night Live episode where Eddie Murphy was playing Mr. Rogers, and he had Mr. T on, and Mr. T was holding Eddie Murphy and saying to him, the word for the day, boys and girls, is pain. Well, I'm hoping on Thursday at physical therapy, that's not the word of the day. So I start on Thursday at 3:00. Appreciate your prayers and thoughts and well wishes on that. You can see there's contracture, conjuncture. I don't know what it's called, but everybody tells me they'll be able to get that straightened out. But I'm like, oh. And really, it's right here where the hand was broken. But I wear this pretty much all the time. I take it off in the evening to ice it down. Obviously not tonight, but usually after my shower, we come out here and watch some TV, and I ice it down every night. And I've stopped taking ibuprofen. It's too much ibuprofen is no good for your stomach. So that's kind of where all that is. So yeah. We're on that end. Okay. As you all know, unless you're been hiding under a rock somewhere, you all know that today and tomorrow are Amazon Prime days. Ta-da. Okay. Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. Mark, welcome. Good to see you. So without any further ado, we're just going to jump into this here. Now I'm going to jump into, let's go ahead and share the screen here. Now we got a lot to talk about tonight. We really do. And I won't even begin to tell you what the majority of the show is going to be about. Mr. Marcus Crawford, how are you, sir?
Not too bad, William.
Boy, it's been a banner day today. I mean, we got so much to talk about with the Air 3 tonight. It's not funny. I mean, it's just like every time you turned around, something else was coming out. I mean, it was just like crazy.
You know, Bill, I put out that video yesterday on the Air 2S, and boy, oh boy, have I been getting some comments.
Well, listen to this. And this is for everybody out there. I don't know, my son-in-law is probably watching. He just graduated to the big leagues. He got a DJI Air 2S Flymore combo refurbished from the mothership, and he got a DJI RC Pro. So he's going to be living life large. Of course, he didn't have it came the day before the birthday party for our oldest granddaughter on Saturday. So this weekend was a wash for him, and then he's at work this week. So he says it'll probably be next weekend before he'll be able to get out and get it and fly it. But he's like super excited about it, and he's already gotten permission on his job to go ahead and bring it out on his job. What he does, he's basically, the company he works for does underground utilities. And a lot of what he does, he also flies a Phantom 4 Pro RTK for precise measurements for those, because a lot of these are underground utilities. And he's been allowed, given permission to take the Air 2S out there to get, a lot of times they want to get some photographs and video of the site. And the RTK is probably not the best for that. So that's why he's going to go ahead out and do that. So I digressed here a little bit. All right.
Well, you know, our friend Richard tells us that you know, they released the SDK. Well, this has been a while ago. They released the SDK for the Air 2S, so you can run third-party mapping apps and so forth with it. So I'm going to say he probably made a good choice, particularly with that RC Pro.
Oh yeah, I told him that. I said you will keep thanking yourself every single time you take a drone up to fly it. Okay, I told him that. I said your life will change immensely. Okay, no more having to get a phone, no more cables, no more, you know, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's all there. It's smooth. It's seamless. It's just absolutely awesome. Well, we're going to go over some of the Prime Day deals that were up there. We're going to look at the main Prime Day deals. We're going to look at the main drone that's offered here in a second here. Okay, the Mavic 3 ND filter set. They went from $179 to $55. Mavic Air 2 ND filters were only $13.50. Mini 3 Pro ND filters were $48. RC anti-glare screen protector, $10.39. Always a good deal to get memory. The SanDisk Extreme 512 for $40. That's a good deal. That's a real good deal. And then 256 Extreme Pro memory card. That looks like only $30. That's a good deal.
Bill, that 512 megabyte micro SD card, the one you just was above there.
Yeah.
Do you need a card that big? I can tell you, I don't.
Yeah, well, you know, my drone's going to run out of battery before I you know, even if I'm on, you know, 4K and shooting the whole time in 4K, it's not gonna eat that up. There's props here.
Let me grab some here, Bill.
Tell robotics props here. Okay, that's it for this hand here. Marcus will be right back with us. Okay, now the other part, and probably the part that everybody was, when I saw this morning, I'm like, wow, this is just like, you know, do not pass go, do not, you know, do not stop. Make sure this is in your out bucket here. Prime Day, 216 off Mini 3 Pro DJI RC. In fact, I did a shorts video on it because I wanted to make sure everybody knew about this. It's down to $693, which is a 24% discount. And it's just absolutely positively crazy. Let's see if I can bring that.
Hey, Bill, that's not a Flymore combo, is it?
No, it's not a Flymore combo. It is with the RC. It is with the RC. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. And it's now okay. Now it says 729. Okay.
They probably sold a bunch of them, Bill.
Yeah, and it's 20% off. So there's still a deal. You know, I would not hesitate. I knew this was going to be very popular as soon as I saw it this morning. I mean, it's just how can you not pass up a deal like this to get that controller and to get that drone? I mean, that's just crazy good. It really is. I can't say enough about that.
Hey, Bill, I didn't look at it myself, but they just came out with a new version of the Samsung Pro Plus. And for me, 128 gigabytes is kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah,
I
that's
never
a good.
fill that up.
Yes.
But if you look at these two, this one, this one right here, you can see the speed is a little bit faster, 180 read and 130 write. So they updated it. This guy was on Prime today for $9.99. Now I bought this the other day. Lon mentioned it for, I think I paid $13. I picked up 3 of them, but $9.99, and
wow,
that is a fast card.
Wow, that's a great deal. So yeah, guys, if you're any of these deals, if you drop it down on Drone Nation, drop it down on Bill the Drone Reviewer. If you there's any deals, because it's going through tomorrow, okay, and you want to take advantage of it because Amazon's inventory and stock will get depleted rather quickly for deals like this.
Well, Bill, that's the other thing that we need to mention is that often the deals are very transient. In other words, they sell a bunch of them, the deal expires, and you've gone, so you gotta move on it. In fact, I waited up last night till after midnight Pacific time, and I bought my wife a new laptop and bought her a new air fryer because I want to get those initial deals, right?
Yeah, it's just crazy. You go back out. Well, I looked at some things yesterday, and I go out there today, and I'm like, holy crap! It's just some things that I had on my wish list, and I'm like, wow, okay, wow, yeah. So let's go ahead. We're gonna jump. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this is another one. Prime Day 2023. Best deals on drone ready Insta360 action cams. So I'm going to go ahead and share that.
Hey, while you're looking for that, Bill, I will mention I also, just for the fun of it, when I was looking on Prime Day, I looked at the Osmo Mobile 6, and most of those were sold out, the lighter version, and the Osmo Mobile 3 action camera sold out on Amazon. You can still get it on DJI's website, but they didn't have any on Amazon.
Wow. And see, this is what you brought up, a really good point. If you see something, don't hesitate. Don't think about it. Don't put it off for an hour or two because it'll be gone.
Right.
That's just as fast as they put them out there, as fast it's going to be gone here. Okay. Now, Insta360 was offering some deals here. The innovative invisible 360-degree drone cam is the ultimate solution to turn an Air 2 or Air 2S. Let's look at the price here. Grab $200 off. Okay, that's Mini 3 Pro. Insta360 Flow, 5% off. Insta360 X3, 5% off. Insta360 One RS 1-inch 360 edition, 5% off. Insta360 One RS 20 to 25% off. That's a pretty good deal. Insta360 One X2, 15% off. Insta360 Pro 2, 10% off. Okay, and accessories 10% off. So there's some good deals if you're interested in now. I look at Insta360 as a mixed bag, Marcus. Okay, I think they have some really good products, and I think they have some products that probably could be improved upon. That's kind of what I get out of them, especially the new camera that they came out with.
The Go 3, yeah.
It just kind of rings that.
Well, it's too expensive, quite frankly. I just think if it was $100 cheaper, you might be more excited about it. But it costs as much as or more than a GoPro. If you buy any one of their kits, it's more than a GoPro Hero 11, and it's only shooting in 2.7K. There are limitations that I just don't know why you do it.
Yeah, and see, again, this is where a company gets a price point in their mind for the product, and it's probably people are like saying, we're going to pass on this, and that's too bad because they do put out a good product, but that price point, and again, not having the 4K on there, I think that's kind of detrimental for that one, for sure. It just. That's exactly what I'm thinking along those lines. Okay. Now, like I said, there is so much here going on with the Air 3. It's not funny. And what I thought I'd like to do would be to go through, our friend Igor has put out a series of pictures, and then we're going to look at some articles out on Drone DJ. So let's go ahead and I'll start sharing here.
It's easy to say, Bill. We know a lot now, but we sure don't know it all.
Yes, that is a very good point, Marcus. That is an excellent point here. Now you can see right here, this shows basically the whole setup. Okay?
Oh, I haven't seen that picture yet, Bill. That's
a lot of these came out this evening. I mean, right when I was getting ready to go on, because I was putting some of these up, and I saw Igor had put some more pictures up, and here's one of them right here, which kind of surprised me that he was putting more pictures up here. Now we're going to go ahead and go back up to his main account. We're going to kind of fly through there. That's the one we just saw.
Oh, there's one in flight there.
There's one in flight, and it has, you see right here, 2.1 over 1.3 inch sensor support, dual, native ISO for direct output of 4K 60 frames per second, video 4K 100 frames per second, HDR video up to 4K 60 frames per second, color modes 10-bit D-Log M and 10-bit HLG.
Oh, that's huge for a lot of people.
It is. Yeah. It is.
Oh, look at that. I predicted that, Bill.
The vertical shooting?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 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 And that's a good point, Marcus, because, they're following, seems to be, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to say carbon copy, but boy, this is sure sounding familiar to the Mini 3 Pro and what they did with that and the features that they're adding on to this.
Well, of course, give you 100 frames per second in 4K. Holy cow, Bill! And then HDR video up to 60 frames per second. Those are some interesting specs. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm real impressed with that. Of course, these these came out around 6:30 tonight. All these pictures here.
Yeah.
Both cameras are capable of capturing 48 megapixel photos with high detail. That's interesting as well too. Here's another picture of it here. And then now the batteries, it's like have a feast and take a look at some of these photos of the batteries.
Yep, that's a battery, all right.
That is sure a battery there. Let's go ahead here. There's props, and then there's
look at all that stuff. He's got it all, doesn't he?
He really does. Now, what I thought's real interesting with this, Marcus, is that they put this front guard to cover the front sensors as well too, which I thought was real interesting.
They're wanting to protect those when it's in the case. The other thing that stands out for me, Bill, is down there the part over the gimbal. Look at those little cushions on the curved part of it there.
Yep, they're they are learning. Okay, because I'll never forget the struggle that I had when I had the original Mavic Pro and trying to get that gimbal cover back on. And I was a newbie. This was my second drone. I'm just getting my feet wet. And I was out on a Mavic Pro group, and somebody shot like a 5-second video on how to do it for me. And I saw it and I knew how to do it. It was just, there was no directions. It's like you take the gimbal cover off, but how do you get it back on?
Yeah.
And here I am. I'm newbie. I'm green as green. And I'm like, how in the world do you get this thing back on? And then finally he said, he talked through it and he said what to do. But it was like no more than a 5-10 second video and had it on there. And of course, this is the battery charger. Now, this is interesting because, and we talked about this is DJI's first concurrent charger, meaning it will charge all 3 batteries at once. What I'm real interested to see, Marcus, is what the total charge time is going to be on this, okay? And it's going to depend upon how many watt that the charger is.
So let me ask you, Bill, is this one going to come with its own charge block? Because they have this different, like you said, concurrent charger, will they give you like a 100-watt charge block or something?
I would hope they would, because anything less, Marcus, than a 100-watt charge block, this thing is going to take 3-4 plus hours to charge all these batteries.
Right.
It's just too much for that. Okay. And take a look.
And that's interesting with the battery eject button there on the bottom.
On the bottom, yeah.
That's kind of handy. I'll tell you, Bill, what I found, like with the Avata, I found the fastest way for me to charge those batteries is to use my charger from the Mavic 3. And I just have the 60-watt version of the Mavic 3.
Yeah.
But it charges the Avata batteries more quickly. And I've got an Anchor charger here and stuff. And for whatever reason, the DJI charger charges it faster.
No, that's a good point, because I do that. The charger that I got when I had the Mavic 3, I ended up buying another one of those, and I use that to charge the Mini 3 batteries. And boy, it's like lickety split. It gets those charged and it gets the controller charged. I mean, there's just no like a boss. There's just no problem. But yeah, they even sell a 100-watt version for the DJI Mavic 3 Enterprise, and now they're finally were available. They were out of stock for the longest time for the 100-watt version. Now they're back in stock.
Let's throw that warning up, though, Bill. If you do that, if you get that 100-watt charger, you also have to upgrade your charge block, or your, what am I thinking of, Bill? The cradle.
The cradle. Yep.
It's a different cradle for the 100-watt than it is for the 60-watt. Evidently, it's more heavy duty, I presume. So
yeah, it's built to probably take it, because you're putting more current through there, and it's more powerful, and you don't want to cause an overload or any kind of problems with that. So yeah, that's a real good point with that.
Well, probably what it does, it's probably smart enough that you could get the 100-watt charge block, but if you've got the 60-watt cradle, it probably just won't charge any faster. It'll probably reduce that current.
Yeah, I think you're. I think you're right with that as well. Now we're going to take a look at some of the articles that were out on Drone DJ. Now this first one looks like DJI Air 3 will share 2 focal lengths with a Mavic 3 Pro. Another leak from Jasper Ellens on Friday provides the clearest view of the 2 cameras. Would include an f1.7 camera at the bottom and an f2.8 on top. And boy, they were sure right. We also speculated the bottom camera would be wide main camera, while the top camera would have the tele-lens, okay? Well, our speculation turned out to be correct, which wasn't too difficult to guess, but it's still a win. Both the Mini 3 and Mavic 3 series boast 24mm equivalent cameras, although with different sensor sizes. The Air 3 has sensors expected to fall somewhere in the middle, at least 1 inch, like the Air 2S. Lastly, DJI recently introduced a 70mm equivalent lens with the Mavic 3 Pro, which has revolutionized the drone industry. Lens compression capabilities produce outstanding photos and videos, and from the latest image, it seems we can expect the same excellence on the Air 3. Okay, this is good news on the camera markets, because I think a lot of people, if they're on the fence about this drone and say, looking at this, comparing it to say like a Mavic 3 or a Mavic 3 Classic or Mavic 3 Pro, and this is kind of a game changer, because you're getting a camera with equivalency. I mean, it's not what you're getting in the Mavic 3 Pro, but I'll tell you what, you're kind of knocking on the door. You know what I'm saying? You're getting some really good specs with what we're seeing here.
It's going to look good. I can tell you, a lot of people have been giving me a lot of grief over, okay, you're going to get rid of your Air 2S. You're going to miss that 1-inch sensor. I don't know. When has DJI ever gone backwards on their quality? I understand it's a 3/4-inch sensor on this one, but I have a feeling it's going to look really good. So,
I agree. I agree with you 100%, because DJI always moves forward, and like I said, the technology you see on some of the higher end drones always has trickled. DJI has always done that. It's trickled on down to the drones that we see and use all the time for the hobbyists. Okay. Right. So let's go ahead. There's another article that I'm going to share here. And it's the DJI Air 3 could bring a quality of life upgrade we've all been waiting for. Okay.
Well, who's not for a better quality of life, Bill?
Bingo, Marcus, bingo. Okay, according to Jasper Ellens, the Air 3 includes an upgraded battery charger. The enhanced charger will allow owners to charge multiple batteries simultaneously, eliminating the need to rely on third-party charging equipment. This is a significant improvement. Those who desire this feature, and a win for us, okay? Ellens also claims the Air 3 will be equipped with a completely new 04 transmission system, okay, which likely explains the introduction of new controllers alongside the drone. If the rumor is indeed true, we can anticipate higher bit rates, reduced latency, and extended range for the Air 3, okay? Now, one of the things that I wanted to say about this, and you know this, and I know Ron knows this as well too, is, these simultaneous chargers have been out for like a long time, okay? You look at your Fimi drones, that Fimi's had them out, that company, and I forget the name of the company. And my son-in-law had a good conversation on that. Fimi's had them for a while. Yeah. And one of the problems was one of the off branches of that. Now, there was a main company that put these out and they worked well, but then there was an off branch that I saw on Amazon, and the fan had a problem cooling down the unit. Okay, the unit would get like hot to the touch, like over 110 degrees. You couldn't even touch it. So, but that was not the main brand. The main company would do that. But this is something I think people have been asking for a long time, and it just kind of boggles my mind, Marcus, because this is not rocket science. Okay, this is a known, quantity, a known technology. It's not something that DJI had to come up with a patent for and get it. It's out there. It's available. It's simple, electricity physics, if you want to call it that. Okay. It's not rocket science. And it kind of, I don't know for me, I'm kind of puzzled as to why it took DJI so long to do this.
Yeah, it is odd because that was kind of one of the disappointments when we saw those gang chargers when they first appeared. You would hope that you could get concurrent charging, and a lot of people were disappointed when you couldn't. So yeah, I'm with you. That's one of those mysteries. I guess maybe it's a situation so that they can come out with something new and exciting, right? So
yeah, exactly. Exactly, as you always say, we weren't thinking of it, but boy, when they put it out, we sure want it. That's
right.
That's one of those things. Now, there's another article here, as if it's just like there is, just like I said, so much going on right now. Okay, DJI Air 3 drone new remote controllers hit the FCC database, and you can see down here, these are the actual. You can see DJI RC N2 with its approval on the back there. There's the Air 3 with its approval. And you can see all the logos down here. German website WinFuture was the first to share what appeared to be professional marketing images of the drone and its peripherals. And they show the aircraft flaunting a dual camera setup. Interestingly, none of the cameras bear a Hasselblad marking. Okay. As the FCC filings confirmed, DJI is also planning to release 2 upgraded drone remote controllers with the Air 3. The new RC2 largely resembles the original RC. There was a release with the Mini 3 Pro, but now sports 2 external antennas for even better connectivity. And while no external changes are visible in the RCN2, a superior connection with the drone is definitely in the cards here. Another critical piece of information confirmed by the FCC paperwork is that the Air 3 will boast a 4241 milliamp hour battery, which is about 30% larger than the battery pack of its predecessor. And this should increase the total flight time significantly compared to the Air 2S, which is currently seeing its best discounts in a bid to clear up inventory. Okay, yeah, that's one of the things that I wanted to bring up. That battery, that's going to be a great battery. And like I said, and I know Ron's talked about it, I've talked about it, I think you have too. It's like whenever I would go out with a Mavic 3 and fly, it's like I really, it's like I maybe had, by the time I was done getting everything I needed, I probably could have flown another 20 minutes easily on it,
Right.
Just and I think this is kind of going to be kind of along the same lines here, because that is a lot of power in that battery. Okay, they're packing a lot of heat in this, Marcus, and you're going to have some awesome run times here.
Yeah, I think that one of the valid arguments that I've heard from people is people that are doing multiple flights on the same battery. In other words, if you're doing commercial work or even just as a hobbyist, you put it up for 5 minutes or whatever, land it. Well, you go to your next area, put it up for another 5 minutes. So I am in that situation. I absolutely understand that why you would want that increase in battery capacity.
Yeah.
But as you say, and gosh, I know Johnny's in the chat. We've talked about this a lot, man. When I've got the drone up there for 25, 30 minutes, I'm ready to land it, because you're so focused, you want a little break.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we're it's like, okay, we're getting so much now every day that's coming out here, but there's just one piece of information that we're not getting yet, is that infamous email from DJI with a, their version of save the date, and we haven't seen that yet. Lloyd, thanks so much. Appreciate that. You know, normally we see something like that by now, because we've basically seen everything except the 100% specs, like from the side of the box. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We really have.
Yeah, we'll see it anytime now. I totally agree with you, Bill. Yesterday on Drone Nation, I told everybody we'd see it today, just kind of spitting in the wind a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, I would expect it anytime.
Yeah, I'm thinking, my birthday Sunday, I would be real surprised if we don't have, an email from DJI before Sunday, before next week, with, a date and a time, kind of a thing.
A release date, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, we had talked last week, and I know Ron had talked about this as well too. It's not as expensive as we think it's going to be. I guess what I'm hearing is like maybe $1,500. Is that for like with the controller, the Fly More kit, that kind of thing? Is that about?
Yes, the Fly More kit would be around $1,400-1,500. That's what
that's what I was thinking too, because with that new concurrent, I mean, I'll tell you this, I'm already sold on getting the Fly More kit, because I really am very curious to see how that concurrent charger will work and how it will do. It's going to be, I think it's going to make everybody who will use this, say, in a semi-professional or professional capability, it's really going to make their lives a whole lot easier. Okay. And now, a great suggestion would be, is if you're going to use this for business, you would probably want to obviously buy more batteries, but obviously buy a couple more of those concurrent chargers as well too, because while you're out flying, you could have 3 batteries charging and ready to go. Like if you're going from job site to job site, and you got your thing going on, and you know how to charge these things, between, while you're out flying, your other batteries could be charging,
Yep. Good point. That's a great point. Yeah.
It's going to be good here. Bill Thomas brought a good point up here. Okay. The Air 2S and Air 3, they're different drones. And that's a good point, Bill. A lot of people probably will keep their Air 2S, because, it's still a fun drone. It still does a lot, and it does a lot of things very well. For instance, for me, I mean, if I see it go south anymore, I might pull the trigger on one. And what I would use that for would be for my ham radio channel, for deploying antennas, because their modules, they have release modules out on Amazon for that dirt cheap that work. And I know I've seen it, because I've seen people use these release modules, and, without causing any problems with the sensors. That would be perfect for me, because, I don't fancy myself. What a lot of guys do, they use a potato launcher, okay, when they're trying to shoot, and they'll shoot like paracord up over a tree and then pull their antenna wire up there. And it usually works, but it's precise with the drone. There's no guessing game with that. You're dropping it, boom, it's there. So, but yeah, I think we'll see something probably before this weekend, and I think it'll be next week sometime. We'll probably see a release. Now, here's another question for you. And when Ron joins us, I want to get his take on it as well, too. Okay. Are they going to be available immediately at the release, or is it going to be one of these, order it and it's a couple of weeks out kind of thing? What do you think?
Well, if we go by past history, I mean, well, I don't, you know what? They do it different every time. So, you know what? Anything that I say is just a stupid guess anyway. So, what I'm saying, Bill, I guess we just don't know. We'll know when it's here. I mean, the Mini 3, I think the Mini 3 Pro just took a couple days to get that order processed. But if we look back at some other stuff, it took longer to finally for them to finally ship that stuff. So yeah, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, it's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other, because I think, what was it? I'm thinking the Mini 2, and I'm trying to remember which is which. There was a lag and a delay after the release in ordering them and finally getting them. I know, I forget, it was either the Mini or the Mini 2. There was some kind of a lag or a delay in getting them to people, and I don't know why that's happened, because DJI's really worked hard to beef up their distribution network ever since the original Mavic Pro came out, and the extreme debacle that they had with that. I mean, that was just a huge, colossal mess, because they completely underestimated that people were going to go cuckoo over the Mavic Pro and buy that thing up like nobody's business. And there were people ordered in October, didn't get them until January. They were not happy campers, to say the least. That's for sure.
So Brad Henderson is saying the drone was supposed to be scheduled for a Saturday release. So yeah, we could hear something anytime.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
No, Ridge Flyer, what they do is they shoot with a potato launcher. They're shooting like a paracord up in with a weighted sack on it, and that's to get it up over a tree. And they'll tie, it's usually like about 100 foot of paracord, and then that bean bag or that weighted bag will go up over a limb, and you can pull it down, and then you pull the antenna up into the tree. And that's just a great way. I know a lot of ham radio guys do that. Or they'll actually just try to throw it. And obviously, usually you probably don't get it more than 20, 30 feet up over a branch. And throwing is highly erratic with that. And that's why, for me, when I'm going to go do something like that, once I learn to fly again, I'm gonna make sure that I have something that's going to be precise and accurate. And this has been, this is not just hampering my drone hobby. This is hampering my ham radio hobby as well too. I got two new radios that are sitting there. I haven't had a chance, because I mean, it's just like I'm finally starting to get the use of this a little bit. But I mean, it just, hooking things up and everything. It's the same with the drone. And I'm, and that's why one of the things I'm going to do when I go to physical therapy is I'm going to talk to them and say, look, I want to be able to use a controller. I want to get some exercises geared towards being able to do that.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my son-in-law was telling me his mom had some arm surgery. And what they did was in physical therapy, it's almost like this paraffin that they would have her stick her hand in, and it helped work your fingers, and that's part of this. Well, for me, I don't have any problem with my fingers. It's just this middle finger's still kind of bent, and everybody tells me they'll be able to get that corrected. And when I hear that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know what that means. No pain, no gain, So kind of going from there as far as
a question that a lot of us want to know from you.
Yeah.
Is there ever going to be a Nevada in your future?
Anything's possible. Anything is possible. Now, what's real nice is these are new specs. All right. My savings account took a real strong hit the past month and a half. Okay. But I went to the eye doctor, which was good. I needed an exam. Not much of a change, but I knew the exact lens. I knew everything I wanted. Went to Lens Crafters. Week later, boom, done. And it's so, I can't tell you what a difference it is seeing out of glasses that aren't scratched. Okay.
Oh, I'm quite sure. Yeah.
Oh, and I have progressive lens too. So it's like, it was dry. Oh, it just drove me up a wall, those other glasses. But I'm keeping them as an emergency backup just to have them on there. So that's kind of nice. I mean, glasses are not cheap, as you well know. But one of the other things I'm going to do is there's a website out there. If you have your prescription and know your measurements, okay, I'm going to get a pair of prescription sunglasses, and it's going to run me probably about $100 or $125, which will be great, because I'll just leave those in the car, and they'll be available for me when I go driving. You really need sunglasses down in Florida. I mean, it's just that's just
Costco, Bill. Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I might do that too.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Or I know Sam's has that as well too. I may dip into that, but we kind of digressed here from the Air 3. I'm sorry about that. But no, yeah, that's interesting though, with Brad saying something that we may see something this weekend. That's possible. I think that's highly possible, given the amount of information that we're getting on a daily basis. I mean, Igor, he's probably still putting more stuff out there as we speak right now. We've had everything except the actual specs from the box, probably, or the actual specs themselves on the drone, and everything else, that and confirmed pricing. I mean, we've had just about everything else. So, I mean, that's where we're at right now, and it's exciting.
It's going to happen soon. Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen sooner rather than later, right? I mean, yeah.
Not sure, Mark. Is that a company or what? Yeah, just put it down in the chat. I'm not sure what.
Yeah. So Mark's in Manchester in England. So that's probably a UK company, I presume, because I've not seen that anywhere that I've been, Mark.
Yeah. We have there's an eyeglass factory, eyeglass world down here. We have some other offshoots that are relatively inexpensive, and I know this one company. There's another one I could get them for probably about maybe $70 or $75, but I want to get a pair of good sunglasses to have in the car, without question or hesitation. But I want to tell everybody, get out there if you're looking for SD cards, they're on sale out on Amazon. If you're looking for other drone accessories, they're out there. Go out there. Amazon does a good job of categorizing things on Prime Day, especially if you're a Prime member. I have a boatload of links that are out there. There's some Prime videos that I'm probably going to end up purchasing on digital just to have them, which is nice. And you know what's real nice with that, Marcus, is you can download them. All right, I downloaded several of them on my iPad. So if the internet's down, I could still watch. There's several movies on there that I could watch. I'm going to digress here for a minute. I'll let everybody know about my washing machine adventure. Okay. 2 years ago, we moved in, we bought new washer and dryer, LG washer and dryers from Best Buy. All right. And shortly after that, we got their Total Tech Care, which automatically adds an extended warranty onto everything. Well, little did I know it applied to the TVs and everything else going forward, but it didn't apply to the washer and dryer. So about 3 weeks ago, one of our circuit breakers tripped, and it happened to be the one for the washer. All right. Well, we called an electrician out. He put a new breaker in, plugged it back in, boom, it tripped it again. He said, you need to have somebody come out and take a look at your washer. So I called the Geek Squad. Hadn't come out. The guy says, well, you got a bad board. All right. And I said, how much is it going to cost? He misquoted me. He said 200. It ended up being, was supposed to be, he quoted me 200, but the charge was 400. I called up their customer service, got it back down to 200. Okay. Another tech comes out, installs the board, and he says, he talked to his boss or his support and said, that's the wrong board. We need to order you another board. So he goes out and he orders another board. Now I'm still able to use, we have a pedestal washer, and below that we have what's called a sidekick. It's about maybe 1 cubic foot of able to do your laundry. It's in that slide out drawer on the bottom. It's a mini washer down there, which was a real innovative idea, which I thought was smart, especially, you could throw rags or small rugs or things like that in there, and really get laundry done in a hurry. So I used that to do things because the other one was shut down. Well, he puts that other board in, and then lo and behold, it's not draining water. Okay. Water is standing still inside there. Okay. Now they have a relief valve on the front. It's a front loader. They have a relief valve that I opened that up, and I got a bucket, and it filled up. There was at least 6 or 7 gallons of water that came out of there. Okay. And they've been out there 3 times. So finally I went round and round with them, and I found out if you're out 3 or more times for a covered service and it's not fixed, you can exchange it for a $75 service fee. All right. And they told me on customer service. Well, that was before, and now their tune changed. They said, no, we can't do that now because it didn't fall under the umbrella of protection. And I'm like, you're kidding me. Okay. So when the guy left, he says, "Oh yeah, you can run warm water. You'll be fine." It's neither one of them are working right now. So we're going on 4 or 5 days without not being able to do laundry. That's piling up like nobody's business. So finally today, I emailed her again. This was persistence on my part. I was able to get $100 off on the same washer, brand new. We'll get it covered under the plan, and they're going to deliver it on Thursday. So there's my tech story for the day. Live and learn,
Well, I hope that ultimately solves the problem.
I'm hoping so too. Marcus, you got any closing thoughts for tonight?
Yeah, what happened to our pal Ron Brown? Anyway, that's probably, but no, I guess my closing thought is, listen, there's a lot of talk about the Air 3 and the Air 2S and all that. Hey, you know what? If you want to keep your Air 2S, absolutely. It is a phenomenal piece of technology. It is amazing. For a 2.5-year-old drone, it's still a very valid product and can do almost anything you want to do. Now, if you're a drone enthusiast like me and Bill and a lot of you guys in the chat, I can't wait for that Air 3 because I always like to see what cool thing is DJI going to give us next. So I'm looking forward to that Air 3. In the meantime, I'm not going to wait around for it. I'm going to be out flying my drones. How about you, Bill?
I wish I could do the same. Okay. Yeah, it's coming sooner rather than later. I look at it. There's no longer a cast. I'm moving my fingers. I'm going to physical therapy starting on Thursday. So, I'm taking my baby steps forward. Oh, and I got to say this. All right. The movie event of the year is happening for me this weekend. I have 2 tickets to go see Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 in IMAX Dolby on Sunday morning at 11:15. 2 hours and 43 minutes movie time. And I told Valerie, well, Sunday's my birthday. Okay. So that's kind of like, and then we're going to go out to eat. Jessica's daughter and her husband are going to take us out to eat afterwards. But I told Valerie, I'm going to stop drinking things like at 9:30 that morning.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I can't watch a movie that you can't hit the pause button when you're at IMAX.
Well, there's an app. God bless my stepdaughter, Jessica. Okay. She said there's an app. It's called the P app. Okay. And what it does is you hit when the movie starts and it tells you a good time to go during the movie when there's not a lot of action.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, there's nothing going on. The slow part.
There's nothing going. But they said this movie, they said, you miss 5 minutes, you're missing a lot in this movie. So I'm not taking my blood pressure medicine either because that has a diuretic in it. So we're going cold turkey on Sunday for that. But
boy, we're showing our age, aren't we, Bill?
Yeah, we are. Okay. But I'm really looking forward to it. We've been a big fan of the Mission Impossible franchise. I happen to think it's one of the best action movie franchises out there. Tom Cruise is just, whether you like him or not personally, I think he's great at what he does. He brings a lot to cinema, and we're really looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. So, and I found out the spoiler, and I told Valerie I'm not going to tell you about the spoiler, so I'll just be quiet about that. But I want to thank everybody for stopping by tonight. Really enjoyed it. Marcus, thank you for joining tonight. I know Ron was out filming a sunset. He probably got caught up in that, and that's primary. That's
good on him. Yeah,
fine and dandy with that. So hope the rest of you guys have a great week. And we get more updates, we'll get them out there. And if you guys have a chance, take advantage of some of these Prime deals. They're really good. So all in all, guys, it's a great day to fly. Take care and have a great rest of your week.